So I am back once again. I hope you all can hear the clapping. I add the clapping every now and again when I need an ego boost. So, pardon me, this starting off like this already. This is the Dick and Conversation podcast. I am Elissa, and if you are listening to me, you're probably on Amazon, iHeart, Pandora, or Spotify, or watching me on the tube of you. This is your first time seeing me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If this you've been rolling with me for a while, then welcome back. I've been gone for a minute. That's always like, I'm going to get regular. Promise. Scousana. So my socials are Dick and Conversation Podcast, Facebook page. Sorry, my YouTube channel is Dick and Conversation. That is my YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, and share because I always forget to say that. My Instagram is Dick and Conversation underscore podcast. My email is dickandconvo@gmail.com. And I am on Blue Sky at dickandconvo.bsky.social. So, welcome back for me too, because like I said, I've been gone for a moment. And I said, let me make an episode, particularly now, because the kids are out the house. Excuse me, a little water. This is Father's Day that I'm recording. So, happy Father's Day to all fathers. If you're hearing this on Tuesday, so I hope you had a fabulous Father's Day. Father figures, those who are fathers, good dads, those who are the happy day. So I wanted to say that and to say I hope it was great. What would life be like without the father figures in our lives? So I've had my dad, he's been gone for 10 years now, but I think about him every single day. Taking the glasses off. My intent was to wear the glasses through the whole episode, but I haven't done that yet that I'm aware of. So, my dad's been gone for about 10 years, and he set the precedent for me. I was a daddy's girl, only girl, with four brothers, five brothers. So, I'm a daddy's girl, very spoiled. Didn't have to cut grass, didn't have to shovel snow, barely wash dishes. So, yeah, I was just, that spoiled kind of girl. That was me. But baby, that divorce shook all that loose. Like, get your tail out there and shovel that snow, or else you will be stuck in your driveway. Thankfully, I haven't had to cut grass, though. I've always lived in places where they cut the grass, so thank God for that. I won't really complain about having to cut grass, but I've had to take out the trash and shovel the snow, and then I realized when I was spending money with my little tax return on trying to get cute and family trips for me and the twins. Baby, I invested in a snow blower. So if you are young and you're a single mom and you live in the northern states where you have winters with snow, of course, with global warming, um, southern states seem to have more winter than we do. But if you have snow, invest in a snow blower. So I want to start this episode off with a quote from my cousin. My cousin G, great, once told me an epiphany is a good thing to have. And I was like, yeah, it is a good thing to have. And even though he said that and he meant it, and I kind of was like, yeah, it is a good thing to have because we all have epiphanies. It's really a good thing to have when it's an epiphany about yourself. I was talking to a friend this week, and we were having a conversation about the different types of women that he tends to draw. And I've said this, and I think if we're all very honest with ourselves, we all can find a common thread with our dating history. You think you do. You kind of like, what do these dudes have in common besides me? Or what do these women got in common besides me? You have something in common. There's something, some type of personality characteristic that you keep drawing to, and you're just attracted to it, and you keep pulling to it, and I don't know, you don't know exactly what it is. Well, I found out a few years ago what mine was. Like, I kept dating men who had estranged fathers. Like, okay, I get it. They would tell me their stories, and they, didn't have the best relationships with their dad, or their dads didn't grow up in their homes, or their dads grew up in their homes at a certain point. and they didn't, like, for a separation or divorce or whatever reason they weren't in the home anymore, and these men kind of figured out life on their own. But they were very, very attentive to women because they were raised by women. I think I've um, spoken about this in other episodes where I talked about these men who are raised by women, by their grandmothers and by their aunts and by their mothers, single mothers, and they have sisters or a lot of nieces, a lot of female cousins. They tend to zero in on a woman. Like, I've dated those guys. They were always these guys who zeroed in on what was going on with me. I had a guy, dated a guy, hung out. I don't like even like to say date, hung out with a guy who was so attentive. He knew my menstrual cycle. Now, I'm a person with my menstrual cycle. I don't get angry or nah. Of course, strapping young lad may disagree with that, but I don't get angry like that. I'm just a person. I get very sensitive. I'll get weepy and cry commercials and, reunion video where the soldier comes in and surprise a family member or a kid or, oh my God, I'm done if it's, me being that way. And I wasn't aware that I was that emotional, cyclical type person when it came to my um, being a woman, and he had to point it out. He was like, "Listen, I don't pay no attention to what you say because that's just you having PMS." I was like, "No, I don't. I don't have PMS." And then a few days later, oh yeah, I did. That's what was wrong. Okay, chalk one up for you. Then next month same thing. You just me, Listen, no, that's not it. Oh, chalk two up for you. So I finally realized, like, okay, I can be emotional that way, but I did notice in my dating history that I dated men who had father issues, father abandonment issues, and they tend to be very sensitive towards women. All but one, yeah, a little different, but different is good. Variety is the spice of life. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. I identified that years ago when my niece pointed it out and I caught the pattern. Like, oh, I that's the common thread that I have in my dating history. I know a friend of mine, um, actually, if their dating history is they tend to date strong women. And I've spoken on this also. The thing that makes me love you is the thing pushing me away. Main condition. Talk up Stokely or whoever wrote that song. But my thing was I kept dating people who had their strange fathers. And as we all know, if you are a young adult, old adult, young adult, kid, and you have a parent missing from your home, there tends to be something that's somewhat missing. When you have that one parent, there's something missing, particularly if you're a male and you don't exactly know what it's like to be in an environment where you have a male-led household or you have a male energy in the home. There tends to be something slightly missing. Well, here's where my epiphany came in this week. I'm 52 years old now because I had a birthday 2 weeks ago, a month ago, 2 weeks ago, and I'm 52 now. Even though I knew this was my dating history and they all had this pattern, I still was not really understanding why I kept pulling to these men and what keeps happening, what keeps going wrong. Well, here's what's the pattern. Me, I'm a fixer. Oh, I love one that's wounded. Oh, man, that's wounded. Oh my God, he got daddy issues, mama issues, child issues, was bullied as a kid. Ooh, I'm gonna fix him. Oh my God, I'm gonna fix him. You just need to heal. Oh, I feel like I'm a healer. I used to. Now that I've identified this, like, let me stop. Oh, I'm a healer. Oh, let me heal your hurt. Tell me more. I need to find out. Oh, I need to know what's wrong. Oh, I get the why, because I'm a why kind of person. I need to know the why of a situation, because I just don't believe things are just random. I believe that everything has a why. It has a reason as to why they behave this way, why they say that, why they get upset. And 9 times out of 10, well, I'll say 10 times out of 10, I'm right. Whether I know the why or not, that's something different. I may not know the why, but there's a why. But I didn't know why I kept having some similar experiences in my dating life. Well, I tell you, now I know better late than never. I'm trying to fix it. I'm trying to help them heal. Here's where I was messing up with this. First of all, I wasn't the person that caused the hurt, so I can't help the heal. If I'm not the person who abandoned you, I can't help you rid your abandonment issues because I'm here. I can't tell you how to get rid of your abandonment. I'm here. So I can't say you're going to be okay now because you feel like people are going to leave you, but I'm here. I'm not leaving. They're not afraid of me leaving. They're not hurt from me leaving. They're hurt from the person who left, who created that wound, who created that feeling, who caused that insecurity of abandonment. But me, oh, I got to figure it out, baby. I'm going to help you heal. I'm right here. I ain't never leaving. I'm never going anywhere. And that fear of abandonment, you're going to get rid of that. Like you always worry somebody going to abandon you. You always worry somebody going to leave. Not me. I'm here. I'm trying to heal a hurt that I did not even cause. I'm not the root cause. And I kept wondering, like, why they still feel this way. He should know I ain't going to leave him. He should know I ain't. He's not worried about me leaving. I'm not the one that left. The wound is from the person who left, not me. I'm trying to put a band aid on a wound that's not even there. I was telling my cousin, hey Erica, I'm telling my cousin this. And I was saying this is what I was doing after I had this epiphany and told her what I was doing. That I was putting a band aid on a finger. And the finger wasn't even the thing that was bleeding, it's the toe. And I'm wondering why I'm still getting bled on. The reason why I'm saying this is because I don't know if you all have seen this on social media where it say if you don't heal a hurt, you'll bleed on people who didn't cut you. Oh baby, I'm a crime scene. Just crime scene. And I'm wondering why is this still happening? Why are they still having these issues? Why are they still having these insecurities? Why are they still bothered? Because I'm here. I'm by their side. I text in the morning. I call you at night. I'm here when you're sick. I'm here when you're well. I'm here when you need prayer. Because I pray. Baby, I pray for you. I'm here when you're hungry. I cook you something. You're not hungry? Oh, you hungry? What you got? What you want? That was me trying to heal a hurt that I didn't cause. And I kept wondering why it was not working, why these relationships weren't working. Why isn't this man healing? Today is June. It's Men's Mental Health Month. And therapy now is not frowned upon. So if you are a man, because I do know a lot of men do watch this podcast. Hey man. And you feel that there are issues that you need to get resolved, please. There's nothing wrong with seeking help. If you had a bad back, you go to a chiropractor. If you had something wrong with your foot, you go to a podiatrist. Why not go to someone who can help you with your mental health issues? And it seemed like I need to, the way I'm sitting here talking about what I was trying to do with all this healing. But I did not realize that. I'm not the person who caused the hurt. So there's no way on earth I can help them heal. And if there are men who have women who are insecurity, because like I said, no men do watch this. If you have a girl and she's insecure, she's always afraid that you're cheating or you're doing something or that you're lying. You sitting there telling her time after time after time, I'm not cheating. You should know now. I'm not cheating. I told you the truth the last 10 times. Why you still not believing me? You didn't cause that hurt. You can't help that heal. You're putting a band-aid on a finger and she's bleeding out of her foot. And you still wondering why you're getting bled on. Now, if you the joker that caused her to have insecurities, then that's your problem. That's the consequences of your actions. If you cheated and lied and now she doesn't trust you and you're wondering why she doesn't trust you, well, I hate to tell you, that's because of you. You are the person who caused that hurt. And you will have to show years of consistency, of truthfulness and honesty in order for that to heal. I go to church, not just regularly, baby. I'm there every Sunday. I don't miss a Sunday. I love my church. Hey, shout out. And my pastor has says that trust is earned in droplets and lost in buckets. So if you are dealing with a partner who has trust issues with you and it's from previous actions, yeah, you cleared the bucket. And it's going to take you a while and quite a few droplets to fill it back up. It's a consequence. It happens. The bucket can get filled. It will take time, but the bucket can get filled. But I still was just going back to me, trying to feel these hurts that weren't there, especially after I found the common thread where they had abandonment issues or being super attentive to women. I saw it as women as being like a blessing, which it is. It is an absolute blessing if you have a partner who is attentive to you to the point where they can know that something's wrong or off or stressful or sick or you're something just by the sound of your voice. That is truly a blessing. But me, and if you are one of those people and your partner have issues from childhood, previous relationships, adulthood, workplace, church hurt, you can't fix that. Yeah, you know why? You didn't cause it. You didn't cause it. You have to be patient and see how you can be supportive because a lot of times and this is me speaking for myself, we're trying to fix something that we don't know what it looks like. We don't know what that person may have viewed or seen or experienced, and we're going off of our experiences of what we know it to be, and we're trying to impose what our beliefs, our thoughts and our feelings are onto that person, and they don't know because they haven't seen what you've seen. They don't feel what you feel. And we feel like if we just love them enough or support them enough or talk to them enough or cook with them enough or have enough sex with them or smoke enough weed, if that's what y'all do. I know some couples that do. If y'all smoke together, y'all cool together and drink together, if that's what y'all do or whatever it is that you all do together, you will feel like if I just do enough of that, they'll be okay. And that's not necessarily the case. You cannot fix or you cannot heal a hurt where you don't even know where it is. You don't know what is the psychological, emotional, spiritual, emotional damage even began. You don't know. And I will say this, men don't get at me. Women can agree with me. A lot of times men don't even tell us where it comes from. They are very protective of their hurts, their trauma, their issues. They're not going to say, well, you know what, at one time when I was a kid, I once saw my mom fight my dad, and that's the trauma that I have. They're not too forthcoming with things that are traumatic. So when you raise your voice at them, you're causing a trigger or some type of emotional recurrence within them, and you're not even aware. But you're thinking, like, well, I talk to you sweetly. I don't cuss at you. No, but his hurt comes from watching his mom become physically abusive towards his dad. That's something my son may have to deal with because I did that one time. That was awful. But you don't know where that hurt is. So if you're saying, if I just talk to him sweetly and talk to him kindly, then he'll know that I won't do that. Not necessarily because you're not the person that he's worried about doing it. I've had that too. Now I've dealt with that. I'm still kind of somewhat dealing with that, where I have someone in my life and they're always worried that I'm going to go like what I used to call ziggity boom, where you're going to go violent and, lose it and just totally out of control. Even though I've never done that towards them. Matter of fact, I've only done it towards my ex-husband. He's forgiven me. Thank God. Thank you, hey Scott. Thank God for forgiving me. I've only lost control like that with him and actually with no one else after that because I know how bad that was. And now I would like to think I would never do that again, but I've never done that. So when I dated someone who was always worried that I would become that person, I'm going like, I haven't showed you that. I've never done that. Why you think I would do that? They're not concerned about me, really. It's really not about me. It's really about the person, whomever it was that actually did it, that created that cut that I got bled on from. I didn't do it, but I got the blood from it. And me thinking, but I'll just always show you I'll never do that. Ah, I just never do that. Oh, you should see that I don't. That doesn't matter. That I didn't, whomever it was that they saw do it, that created that wound. So there's nothing I can do to patch that wound up. I can help try to, I guess, reprogram the mind to go like, well, Lisa would never do it. I ain't gonna say never. You act a fool with me. I don't know what I might do. I asked that Gemini. I'm just kidding. But that's the thing that it's like, oh my God, I was not aware of me doing that. I think we all do it. It comes from a good place because if you are a person who's doing it where you're trying to help heal a wound that you didn't create because you're feeling like, let me love them enough, let me talk to them enough, let me support them enough, and then they'll know. And you keep wondering why they're not getting any better. Why is this still an issue? It comes from a good place that you're doing it because it came from a good place for me. I felt like I was trying to help this person heal and I was going to, restore them and make them whole. And I couldn't. I didn't. There weren't, my actions were just for naught. I like saying that. That's some of that old high school Shakespearean reading. It was all for naught. I wasn't doing anything but putting a band aid on a wound that wasn't even there. So hopefully people can get that from this. Before I go though, I want to talk about this one conversation I had. Let me sip on this one because this one kind of threw me a little bit. Lemon water and the stand. So I only got a Stanley cup. My daughter got 5 that she don't like to share, but I have my own now. So having this conversation this week, it was one of those why are women this way kind of conversations, and they wanted to know why is it that women now in their 30s, 40s, 50s, later stage in life decide that they want a man to have these particular qualities. Like now they want a man that's educated. Now they want a man um, that works out. Now they want a man that eats healthy. Now they want a man that makes this much money in a job and is financially savvy, good relationship with friends, love the Lord, good credit, take care of himself, look good in a suit and gray sweats. Why is it that these women now want this, but that's not even what they had in their early on years? They had babies by 2 or 3 different people, and and the 2 or 3 different people that they had the babies by are bums, and and it was a conversation. I was like, So I had to explain in this terms that that's just the result of maturing, and it's not even a woman thing. It's also a man thing too. W- eh, eh, Not from myself, but from family members, classmates, friends, everyone, a lot of people that I know. Don't worry about it. A lot of people that I know, when they now have these statements of I want a man that's like this, or I want a woman that's like this, I want a woman to take care of her body and she got her own business and she's smart, and she knows how to communicate well, and she likes to watch sports and she did that and the other, you know they have these what they consider standards of what they want in their life, and there's nothing wrong with that. And women who have these standards in their life at this point, there's nothing wrong with that. But the person wants to know, well, why women have all these standards and they ain't had that with all the other 2 or 3 men they had the kids with. Well, here it is. They matured and they didn't know what they needed to know or what they wanted until later in life. So I had to say it like this. Let's just say, for example, and this isn't for anyone in particular, I'm saying, or maybe quite a few people that I know, when girls are young and maybe 16, 17, and some have succumbed to teen pregnancy, as many of my classmates did, you think of the first person that's their first love. And when you're 15, 16, 17, 18, you think the person that you're going to be with forever. When I had my first love at 15, you couldn't tell me I wasn't going to end up with this dude. No, you couldn't tell me that. I'm like, that we're going to have our life together. I don't even know where that joke at. But at 15, 16, 17, 18, that's what you believe. So when you have a child with this person, you're not aware of that they're not mature and you're not mature. So if you're, especially in our younger age, you coming up in the 90s, your chances are some of these, some girls' first baby daddy was a drug dealer. Maybe he didn't finish school. He was selling drugs. He was in the streets, but he was getting your nails done, getting your hair done. He pick you up from school. And that's seemed like this amazing thing. Well, as you mature and evolve, that you break up, like this is not a person I want to be with. That street life is not for me. And, I finished school. I want to go to college. I have this kid, but I'm moving on in life. And you discover that the person that you're with is not the kind of person that you want to move into your next phase of life. Well, you go on to the second person, your second love that you encounter, and you go like, okay, well, he's not in the streets. He doesn't sell drugs. He finished high school. He has a job. Okay. He's a good guy. He treats me well. He's better than what I had before. Yeah, but he can't keep a job. Well, by the time you make this discovery or whatever issue that it is that you decide you don't want in your life after you've been with this person for some time, you probably may have had a kid with them. So you're on kid number two, father number two, and you've evolved from when you were that little young girl. Well, then you move a little further on in life where you got your job, and you get your place, and you get your car, and you become financially savvy. And like, okay, I got a little more money. You meet another guy, and you feel like, okay, this got to be the right one. This guy got a job. He's not in the streets. He's not what you've had in the past. He's something different. So maybe you fall in love and think like, okay, this is a person that I can spend time with. We're getting along well. He's not that. He's not putting me in danger. And you may have a child with that guy. So now you got three kids with three baby daddies, three different phases in life. And then you just realize like it's nothing financial, it's nothing, legal or anything. This just isn't the person for you. And you move on even further. So by the time you hit 40s and 50s, over your lifetime, you may have had two, three children by two, three different people at two, three different phases in your life. But now that you're older and you're educated and you raised your children and you know how life's supposed to go, you have a little more wisdom, a little more money, and now you want a person who will match who you are now. That's the standard you have for your set. Because just because you dealt with bums when you're 17, don't mean you deal with bums at 47. Hopefully and prayerfully, you've evolved and you've moved into a different phase in your life where you're going like, okay, this is what I want, this is what I need. So that's the standard that's set. And that's what I explained to him. He said, oh, now it makes sense. Now, hold on there, buddy. Because there are men who do the same thing. So when you have these men who say, oh, I want a woman that look like this and she do this and she got on this and she did it. Okay, that's great and all, but let's look at that first baby mama. Yeah, okay. First baby mama didn't finish school. First baby mama is not built all up. She's not built, apple shape. This first baby mama built like the other kind of, she's not pear shaped. She built like apple. That's the difference. So as you come along in life, yes, when you're an 18-year-old boy, 17, 16, 15, you're just looking, for a watering hole to go stick your fishing pole in. It's not where you're concerned about mental, emotional support, financially savvy. No, you're not. Not when you're raising 16, 17-year-old kid. That's not it. But as you move along, you finish school and maybe you meet another girl. Okay, this girl got a job. She got her own place. Okay, she doing things. You in your 20s. This girl got her own place. I can stay with her. You stay with her. She kind of cool. She cook a little bit. Here comes baby number two. But she nags. She want to fight. We tear up. We're in our 20s. She not this, that, Yeah, she not, this is not what I want. It's volatile. It's toxic. Let me move on. Then as you reach your 40s and 50s and you're settled and you're mature and you realize, okay, I'm a settled person. I have a job. I have a career. I know what kind of woman I want who can give me the things that are the intangibles, not because she has money or her own place or because, I'm just a horny little boy trying to find something to, that's not it anymore. You're now at a mature age, mature stage in your life where you want someone who can match you with the intangibles, like these men keep saying, bring to the table what she bring to the table. And I've already said on my social media, never will I ever have that discussion again about what I'm bringing to a table. I'm the table. I'm the table. I'm not having that conversation ever again in my life with any man. Oh, what you bring to a table. Bro, you can pull up a seat or not. That's it. I'm not having that conversation. Never no more. Never again. Because I'm the table. Because I know what I bring. But I think a lot of men are not understanding when they're talking that way when they're saying those things like, okay, I want a woman that's like this, that, and the other, what she brings to the table. Also, look at what you bring to the table, too. So, when you want to look at her 2, 3 baby daddies, you have 2, 3 baby mamas, you standing in the glass house with a brick in your hand. Those are basic facts of her life. But look at what stages they were. So, if she's 45, but her son is, let's say, 30. All right. I don't even want to say that. Yeah, 45, he's 30. She had him when she was 15. And then if she's 45 and her other son is 22, and she had him when she was 23, think of a 23-year-old and the maturity they have and the decision making skills they have. Then you can understand why there may be 2 or 3 baby daddies. And women, we can do the same thing for men. When we look at a man and go like, oh, he got these baby mamas, check that age, think of the maturity level, think of where they may have been in their lives and the maturity where they may have been in their lives. And then you can kind of understand why and why there's such a high standard now, because that's where we are in our lives. I think of how I was at 15. Like I said, I thought I was going to end up with my little first boyfriend. Ooh, you couldn't tell me nothing. Oh, we're going to be together. But now I don't know where he is. I don't know where he is. But you couldn't tell me nothing. Imagine if I'd had a kid with that guy and who I am now. Totally different. Totally, totally different. But I hope that my friend is getting a chance to watch this because we had that conversation um, about a lot of things. A lot of things. And I had to explain that because what I'm discovering each week, men and women do think differently, which explains why I was making bad decisions after my divorce. Because I didn't know what I was trying to heal them. Oh, I'm gonna heal them, baby. You damaged? Come on. I have a coffee break, what we call a coffee break with my boss's boss quarterly at work. And I was just, and her coffee break is outstanding. Outstanding. It's where you talk about things professionally and also personally sometimes. And I was telling her about, past, present, hopefully future dating life, even though I'm semi-retired from dating. I don't feel like dating. I'm tired. Um, and I was telling her how, I had encountered a guy. He was nice, good guy, nice looking, attractive, blah, blah, blah. And she's so prim and proper. She has this beautiful accent. She said, asked why I won't just date this guy if he's so great. I was like, he too good. There's nothing wrong with him. So I need to fix her up, baby. I need some wrong. I need something to be wrong with him. If there ain't no damage, if I don't see nothing, look, you're not for Alyssa, baby. I need a little something, something. I need to go. Let me help you heal. Let me find out what's wrong. Let me get to your why. But I had turned that loose. She was just so tickled. And she kept saying, well, Alyssa, maybe you need to try. And, she has a beautiful voice. Alyssa, maybe you should try it. It might not be so bad. Yeah, no, I'm good. I need something that's messed up. But not only that, I'm kind of just like, I'm in a little sweet spot right now. I'm kind of cool. I had I'm in a little good spot. I'm enjoying the kids. I'm enjoying being um, a mom and a woman and, focusing on some stuff that I'm focusing on and things that kind of in a little sweet spot. And, I'm loving, like I said, I'm loving church, loving it. But I did want to go and make this episode because, in the words of my cousin Greg, an epiphany is a good thing to have. It is. Thank you, Greg, for that one. He said it years ago. I bet Greg probably don't even remember saying that. But it is. Epiphany is a good thing to have. And that was my epiphany. I knew the pattern of the types of men I was dating during my, and I'm talking, they ain't doing nothing but bringing me dick in conversation. And I'm bringing band-aids because I'm finna heal them wounds. And I'm putting a band-aid on a spot that was not even cut. I can't heal their wounds because I'm not the cause of them. I hope you all caught something from this. My intent is to be back next week, but hey, things happen. Life be life. Once again, this is Elissa on the Dick and Conversation podcast. I hope you enjoy listening to me on Amazon, iHeart, Pandora, or Spotify, or see me on YouTube. YouTube on the Dick and Conversation podcast channel. I almost said page. Channel. Like, subscribe, and share. Sharing is caring. Unless it's some sexually transmitted disease, and that's just nasty. Don't share that. Don't share. That's not caring. You can find me on Instagram, Dick and Conversation underscore podcast. On Facebook page is Dick and Conversation podcast. My blue sky is dickandconvo.bsky.social, and my email is dickandconvo@gmail.com. Once again, this is Elissa. Let's try this clapping, see if it works. I could hear it. I hope you could. And I'll see you next time. Bye.